Alright, hello everyone, wdrumz here. We're back doing another element path guide overall review. So this time we're doing Undead today. Looking very eerie. So let's get right to it. So we've got Night Shift, the first Undead swapper that I played at E3. Roll with the punches! There he is, on the portal he goes. Alright, so we've got a couple paths for his top. We've got Proper Vampire Path, and we've got Champion Fighter Path. Champion Fighter Path sucks for PvP. It has no point because it's all about making money with that path. So you need to kill enemies and stuff to get money, so story mode is a must for that. Proper Vampire increases the bite, and it deals more damage. So I think that's a lot better, to be honest. I think you also... yeah, I believe it leaves the dark curse in there too when you bite them too, so it's very useful. And then the bottom is very tough because one is ridiculously overpowered. So you've got Warping Vortex Path. Basically, when you teleport, you leave a dark vortex behind. It's basically the best path for what is it? The best path for story mode because you can suck up the enemies really easily. It's pretty good there. And then you've got the Underbat. This one, I don't know if people realize until I made the path guide or whatever, but it's brutal because the best thing right here is that the baddie coach that's summoned when you die. So when you died, you already got an extra life because of this baddie coach ability. But so then, when that you die, you can then use it 2 more times. That's 3 times per life. So let's say you're doing PvP, which I've done, and you have 3 lives. That's 9 lives it takes to kill 1 player. That is the most overpowered thing I think I've seen out of Swap Force yet. And it's brutal. That's why I'm like iffy about it, because it's almost so overpowered, it's like, it's not even fun. Because it's 9 lives, folks. 9. That's a lot. Yeah, so I definitely like Proper Vampire for the top. And Underbat is the superior path for the bottom. Not proud of that, but it is. And overall, figurine-wise, he's a must-buy. Phenomenal attack, great range with his punches, fun combos, very fast, can slow down enemies with his ghoulish bottom. He's a great figurine for any collector. So that's Night Shift. Next up, we've got Rattle Shake. Got to play him in New York. I was very excited. Go ahead, snick my dick. The other Undead swapper. So we've got Deputy's Duty Path and Coiled Ammunition Path at the top. Coiled Ammunition is great for story mode, I discovered, because it's all about bouncing off your ammunition through enemies. It's very useful, it really is, it's great. It ricochets like all over them, it's great for story mode. Deputy's Duty is a whole nother level because it increases your little poisonous snake so much to where he makes an acid explosion when he lands, and then also his radius and damage is superior now. It's like above and beyond. He can shoot you in all different ways and it's irritating. It shoots at you constantly. You can see my PvP videos and see what I'm talking about. It's brutal. So Deputy's Duty is the must-have for PvP. Then the bottom we've got Bone Herder and Grave Springer. Grave Springer is all about attacking multiple enemies, so I'm going to say PvP right away. Bone Herder I love because it just adds a whole new dimension to the whole summoning the skull snakes. And this time you summon the Goliath on him along with like 5 others next to it. It's really great. When you can land it, oh, it's brutal, man. And it's fun because I'm really fast. I'm like slithering around, like I'll be shooting you and I could be charging you. You wouldn't even know. Whoosh, comes up in your face. It's awesome. And his soul gem, man, like they're awesome with the whole poison skin. It's brilliant. You get an extra hit pretty much for free. So Rattle Shake overall, a must-buy as well. Both swappers for the Undead are killer in this game. They're phenomenal. Great buys, a must-have. Next up, Twin Blade Chop Chop. Slice and dice! Alright, so there we go. So paths-wise, we've got Vampiric Warrior Path. You basically create a whole new power with the sword. It gets huge and really strong, and you get, I believe you get combos with it. And then you also have the Undead Defender path, which is the shield path. So this is tricky because I believe it was nerfed in the Series 2 one where it's like his shield in the figurine. This time it's the swords. The Series 2 one, if you chose Undead Defender, brutal combo with the Wow Pow. With the shield Wow Pow attack, unbelievably powerful and unlimited. It was so overpowered, it wasn't even funny. But now, because they got rid of that Wow Pow and have something else, I'd say Vampiric Warrior is the path to go now because it focuses on the shield. I mean, on the sword. The Wow Pow is all about getting brand new sword, like combo, where he goes crazy and slices it up. I hate it because it takes forever to do and stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. Review overall, not a must-buy. I'd say your Series 2 Chop Chop is way better. You can argue that with me in the comments. Go for it. I love it. Yeah, I would say Series 3, not a must-buy. Series 2, yeah, but not Series 3. Then we've got Series 3 Phantom Cynder. Votes and lightnings. Dude, one of the prettiest Undead figurines they've ever made, hands down. So we've got the Netherwelder path or the Shadow Dancer path. Originally, it would have been Netherwelder, which is the lightning path. But now, because they finally made her ghost actually do something in PvP, she's brutal. The ghosts now not only attack enemies, but they will attack you in PvP, regardless of you being a minor enemy or not. It's great. They just gang up on you, and it's brutal. And your Shadow Dash also gets to deal damage to enemies now, which goes hand in hand with the Wow Pow. I really hate the Wow Pow, though. I really do. I can't stress that enough, because it's so stupid. It's like, let's just walk around, let's just fly around in the ground for like 5 seconds and wait for the Wow Pow to finally shoot. Then when it finally does shoot, you have to aim it before it ignites. It's like, it's retarded. Like, they shouldn't have done that. They really need to fix that. Like, that just annoyed me. But yeah, Shadow Dancer is the must-have now for Series 3. And overall, the figurine review, she is great. I will say it's a great buy because now Shadow Dancer is brutal in PvP. But I hate the Wow Pow, so that's up to you. It can go either way, to be quite honest. If you don't need another Cynder, don't bother. Grim Creeper, your time is up. This dude is pretty cool. So we've got the Grim Scythe style path, which is my personal favorite, where you get to spin the scythe around more, you get critical hit increased, and all your attacks do more damage after enemies are hit by the living armor. So it's useful overall, and you get that scythe combo thing where he goes and drills it in you, kind of like the Ruby path for Scratch. Then you have the Spooky Spectre path, which is all about the ghost form. Great for story mode, because that's the only time you'd be able to use it. You wouldn't be able to really use it in PvP, because there's not like 5 people in the PvP arena, where you can combo and chain everything. But, story mode, Spooky Spectre, yes, but the Grim Scythe is the ultimate one for PvP. He's very boring overall, though. That's the downfall with him, is he's such a cool character, but he just doesn't have enough going for him to make him amazing yet. Maybe if they make a Series 2 and give him a Wow Pow, then we'll talk, but for now, I'd say he's a lot of fun, kind of like Zulu, where he's not a must-buy, but he's fun. I'll give you that. He's fun. Next, we have Roller Brawl. Let's roll! Zoom! The roller derby, undead freak of nature. So we've got the Shadow Skater path, or the Skateblade Siren path. So let me see for a second. I need to read this for a second. Okay, I think the both of them are great because, like Skateblade, you get to leave the bombs behind, your claws are increased, and you get the spinning saws around you. But the Shadow Skater path I read about in depth more on the Dark Spire forums, and it's actually quite useful because you get the new helmet, which goes along with your soul gem, and then also you hold the attack down to dash to bull rush enemies, knocking them back. And then you can also hold the attack down to dash and do a spin attack, and you can keep doing that over and over and bull rushing, butting them in the face, and it's really good. Like, it's a little overpowered actually, the combo, and it's quite useful. It's very powerful. She's very fast, incredibly hard to keep up with. She takes some time though. What I like about her is there's a lot of skill and patience required to master her. She's not an easy figurine to figure out because there's some strategy to her, which I like. Overall rating, at first when I was on the other path, I'm like, yeah, she's good. But now that I have her on the Shadow Skater, dude, she's a must-buy. She's one of the best Undead ones to come out, hands down. She's got a very unique concept too, which I like. Got the player at E3 too. She blew my mind away. And alright, now let's go to the forums. Alright, so what do we have here? So we have one of the old Undead guys, the very first one actually. We have Ghost Roaster. I don't even know if anyone remembers who this dude is. He was brutal back in the day. I believe Fright Rider replaced him. But Ghost Roaster had the Fear Eater path, which is where you do more damage with your health sucking away attack, where you're like in that ghost mode and you can be invisible a lot longer. And it's kind of useful actually, because when I did it in PvP against Bash, I actually almost beat them because you go invisible and they can't touch you. But you do lose damage fast. That's the only thing that sucks. And you have the Skullmaster path, which is phenomenal, especially for story mode, because it makes all these ghosts and you can eat the ghost and heal yourself. And the skull just does more damage and it's fast and it's very brutal. But in PvP, the skull's kind of like nerfed. I think it's for the Wii though. I think it's nerfed in general, where I can't bite over and over. It's one time and then I just go around aimlessly, which is really annoying. They gotta fix that if they're gonna redo him. And yeah, but he is a beast in story mode, like a must-have for story mode. Fear Eater I feel is the best path for PvP solely because you can do a lot of damage with your chain tail attack, and you can go invisible with even strong characters like Bash or the Swappers or the Giants, and you can still become victorious. But that's my opinion. So, at the moment, because of him being nerfed for the Wii, I wouldn't say must-have. I'd say for story mode, if you really want to get through story mode, he's a must-have, because he's brutal in there. But, you can take him or leave him. I really like him, though. I think he's very witty, very creepy and eerie. But yeah, that's my review for him. And then we've got Fright Rider, the jousting soldier on the bone ostrich dude. It's a weirdo. So you got the Sir Lancelot path where you get the combos, you get to release the multiple ostrich heads and the melee damage is increased. Or you have the Joust Jockey, which makes you so unbelievably fast, and you can do the swing attack, which I think is the superior one. The Joust Jockey is so strong, very fast, incredibly hard to keep up with. But now, because you can jump and swap force, I feel that might change the game around a bit. It definitely makes Sir Lancelot a lot more useless because the ostriches can't really hit you underground. Like, if you can jump and stuff now, you can kind of get out of the way more so. But I haven't fully tested it yet, but it's because he doesn't really interest me much anymore, because like there's so many better guys out there now. But not a must-have. Good figurine. In the games where you couldn't jump, he was immortal. Like, I swear, he was so good on Sir Lance. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the Joust Jockey path. Now, because you can jump, I feel it takes away from some of his advantages. So overall, not a must-have, but he's fun. And then we've got Hex. This is Series 2 Hex with her WoW pal, the Undead Sorceress. So we've got Shademaster, which increases all of her magic conjuring orb abilities, which is pretty powerful, but it's very boring and one-dimensional when you fight. But then you can choose Bonecrafter path, and not only will you get a spiky new defense mechanism to block you, it can hurt enemies and stuff, and you can keep rebuilding it over and over. Your skulls takes less damage to summon, they do more damage. And on top of that, they now go hand in hand with her WoW pal, which does over, I think it's 720 damage. Don't quote me on that, I think it is. It does a lot. You summon up that huge tiki head, ancient skull thing, and it shoots one blast. Oh, it's brutal if you can summon it. But it's hard to summon, that's the only problem. But I would definitely say Bonecrafter. But because of all the new guys that have been coming out, just like Fright Rider, I feel like she's getting left in the dust. She's still a great character. The Bonecrafter path is amazing for her, but I don't know. Right now, I wouldn't say must buy anymore. I'd say she's great in the past especially, but now I don't know so much. So I don't know. I'm gonna just say a maybe. Get her, you don't have to, you know, it won't hinder your collection. And then, finally, we have the Titan of the Undead. We've got Brawl. I've got my eye on you. So you got the eye brawler path, which gives you the combos, and then you have the ultimate like slicing ability, but he's very slow. You gotta keep that in mind. So you're not gonna be able to really get far with him. But you can choose eye for an eye, where you have so much control over your eyeball. It's so fast, it shoots so many lasers, and you can also do these attacks now where it shoots all these baby eyeballs out like everywhere. And like the eyeball now can bounce on the ground and smash you. It's so overpowering because of how fast it is. Yeah, your body's walking around like a headless horseman, can't figure its way out, but the eyeball is so brutal. I think I did a PvP match with Brawl recently, about, I think it was last semester, and like last year in December or November, and you can clearly see that, like, I think we did it with the Undead path for the bottom for Night Shift, and he's so good, like he almost was able to beat 9 lives. That's how good the eyeball ability is. It's a great combo, especially if you can get an arena that's very large and vast in variety and distance. You have a lot more chances because the eyeball can just go all over, and it's brutal, man. It's powerful. Must have. Every giant is a must have, but he's a great one. He's in my top 3 giants, I believe. I love him. Great figurine. The eyeball glows. What not to love about him? So that was the Undead review for the elements. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. Comment, rate, subscribe. God bless, and as always, have a great day. Peace!